I'm chatting to Rob Douglas, the ACT Party candidate for Tuki. Kia ora, Rob, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, kia ora.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, good to see you again. Rob, you've been an ACT supporter since the 90s and have served in various positions. I think you're now the Central North Island Councillor or something for ACT. What made you decide to stand in Tuki?
Oh, look, I guess I see what the current government are doing and understand what ACT could offer.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just deeply concerned about the direction that this country is going in. And several successive governments, not just Labour, but National as well, have failed to take advantage of the resources that we have in this great region and this great country, and so I just felt that I had something to contribute.
Yeah. Well, we'll get on to those sort of policy issues and that later, but some would say that you come with quite a pedigree because your uncle is Roger Douglas, the co-founder of ACT. What influence has he had on your political beliefs and aspirations?
Yeah, sure. Actually, a lot. When I first got interested in politics, was because I read Unfinished Business, his book, one of his books, and look, that set out a really clear path for the economy, the health system, education system, which would lift people out of a cycle of dependency on the state and into self-sufficiency. And, I felt that was a far better direction for New Zealand. And we saw some of that implemented in his time as finance minister.
Yeah.
And, it lifted the productivity of New Zealand and helped the affluence of everyday Kiwis. Sadly, over several decades, that's been gradually eroded away, and so we need to have another big look at the direction that this country is headed in.
Yeah. Have you spoken to him recently, and what does he say about you standing?
Look, I've spoken to him about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Look, he's very supportive. And I think he was pleased.
Oh, good. Because he's actually come out now and said that he's actually distanced himself a bit from, he's not going to vote for ACT because he says they've lost the plot a bit and become a party for the wealthy. What do you say about that?
Look, I think what he said was he was an undecided voter.
Okay.
I do believe that he will vote ACT, ultimately. But look, I totally reject that ACT is a party for the wealthy.
Yeah.
I look at the policies that we have, and that's not what I see. That is certainly not why I'm standing for ACT.
Yeah.
I actually have a great-grandfather that was a socialist in the Labour Party.
Wow.
And a member of Parliament for about 25 years. And he was a socialist because he believed that was the best way to help everyday Kiwis. My grandfather was also a member of Parliament with Labour, and he was a unionist. He believed in standing up for the workers. And Roger went into Parliament initially quite socialist himself, but over the time seemed to pick up an understanding that actually the policies that both Labour and National were implementing were trapping people in a cycle of dependency on the state to their detriment. And I too believe that the best way forward is to help people help themselves, give them the tools through education and a strong economy, and that's why I'm standing for ACT.
Okay. Now, your background, you grew up on a farm near Havelock North. Tell us a bit more about that, about your background.
Yeah, sure. Grew up on a farm, learnt the value of hard work. you know, through docking. I had a little poultry business. I'd sell just about anything I possibly could at the farm gate, and really did learn the value of hard work. I put myself through university on the back of a hay carting truck, yeah, it was a great upbringing. I caught the school bus into the public schooling system in Havelock, and it was great. I guess my favourite thing at school was rugby rather than education, but I guess that's the way it goes.
Because you now got your own business, you're a home valuer, if I'm correct. So you sort of working in that sort of small business sort of sector kind of thing.
Correct. I am a registered valuer, a small business owner, and we value commercial and residential property right across Hawke's Bay, from Gisborne all the way down to Dannyvert pretty much, and we'll do sort of special use properties around wider areas of the North Island. Yeah, so I understand a lot of the problems that we're seeing from a housing perspective